Hello, my lovelies. Rokani Media Football it is. Big story coming in through from France, indicating that Arsenal have agreed a deal with Newcastle on the signing of the Newcastle captain who goes by names of Bruno Guimaraes. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name and hope you guys are really having pure fun wherever you are watching us from. And continue to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers in there for you. This is going to be a short one, not a long one. We're also going to be talking about Antonio Silva. Here we go, from Benfica to AFC Bournemouth. I'm still shocked how clubs have let this young talented defender to obviously go to Bournemouth. Mark ter Stegen deal is also done and dusted, and Ajax is expected to unveil the player very, very soon. So let's obviously get down into this beautiful story from a journalist who works for Liquipi, who goes by the names of Hugo in there for you. Hugo has come up and obviously told us the following, that Arsenal and Newcastle, right? Hugo has told us that Arsenal have reached an agreement in principle with Newcastle on a 90 million euro fee for Bruno Guimaraes. Bonuses and agent commissions remain to be negotiated, but if all goes as to plan in the next few days, Guimaraes will be an Arsenal player. Now, this is not a here we go. It's a very huge move in the direction for Arsenal signing Bruno Guimaraes, because all what has been holding this deal back is what Arsenal's gonna have to reach at, because the deal, Arsenal's gonna have to make 3 bids. First, £55 million got rejected. Second, £65 million got rejected. Third, £70 million got rejected. Fourth, £75 million got rejected. But as it stands, Arsenal's bid of 90 million euros, that sums to £77 million, has gone ahead to be accepted. According to Liquipi from France, and the beauty of such videos is that it's not us coming up with our own news. It's a well-sourced story with a reference that many are asking, how can you trust Liquipi on a big deal like this? I'm telling you, Liquipi comes from France. Now, if you ask yourself, where did Newcastle buy this lad from? They bought him from France, meaning that Liquipi still has a lot of attachment to his agents in there for you. And by the way, even Liquipi has a very huge close source to Olympique Lyon. And you might be asking myself, how is Olympique Lyon into this deal? Now, to show you that Liquipi is really very important in this story, and why we have to give them a very huge applause for this. Of all people that have been airing out this story, no one came up and obviously told us that this guy has a sell-on clause in there for you. And it's Liquipi that have told us that Bruno Guimaraes, former club Lyon, are also set to receive a fee in excess of 8 million euros or 6.8 million pounds due to the 20% sell-on clause they had in their agreement with Newcastle. And how does this come to pass? Or how does this come to addition? Now, the side of Newcastle, if they sell him for 77 million pounds or 90 million euros as said, they have to take off the amount of money they bought this player. And what is the amount of money they bought him? 40 million pounds, meaning that you are left with 37 million pounds. Now, that 20% is off. That 20% is off the profit. You understand? And now, if it's off the profit, that is 37 times 2. That is 7.4 million pounds. So that is the range at which the side of Newcastle is the side of Olympique Lyon is obviously going to be getting, because Liquipi might have gone ahead to get the source from Lyon, that they've sent them a message that your amount, sell-on clause of 20% is going to be dropping on your account no sooner this deal gets done. So that is where the deal is. Arsenal has gone ahead to agree with Newcastle on Bruno Guimaraes. So note that it's from Liquipi. That here we go is coming next, I tell you. As we told you that before this week ends, this deal will obviously get done. Arsenal closing in on Bruno Guimaraes. Personal terms were agreed. Agreement, club-to-club agreement has been reached. The agent fees are really what are really mattering. And they've told us of the agent fees. Now, the bonuses and agent fees. Now, the agent fees is the amount of money that the agent gets from both sides. When Arsenal pay the amount of money to Newcastle, Arsenal has to include the agent fees in the transfer. Even Newcastle, on this amount of money that they've gone ahead to get from Arsenal, they have to get a certain bit and obviously give it to the agent, because that's how this business works. Because this is a brokerage business, and you know how the brokerage business really is done. So, Bruno Guimaraes, for him and Arsenal, they are sorted. What is waiting? What is holding a here we go back is one, the agent fees and bonuses in there for you. So we just can't wait to see how this will develop further. When this deal is a here we go and complete, I'll come in here and really let you know that the deal is a here we go and we are through, and the final breakthrough has been reached amongst these so-called people in here onto a beautiful channel. So that is Rokani David for you, and Bruno Guimaraes has gone ahead obviously say that he wants to go to a team known as Arsenal in there for you. From there, let's obviously get to this young lad known as Antonio Silva. Antonio Silva, for me, I've really gone ahead to love him. He has been a centre-back playing for Benfica, right? And he's been really a joy to watch, I tell you. He's been a joy to watch. If you've been watching the Champions League and so on and so forth, this lad is really great. 1.8 meters tall. He's 22 years of age, and he has been at Benfica for some good years in there for you, and Benfica thought they could obviously sell him for a huge amount of money. And last season he played 24 games in the Liga Portugal, 1 goal and 2 assists. UEFA Champions League, 6 games, 0 goals, 0 assists. That is the lad. And now we do have a here we go from Fabrizio Romano for the lad known as Antonio Silva. And what has Fabrizio told us? Has told us that Antonio Silva to Bournemouth, here we go. Deal now signed between clubs for the centre-back. 25 million euros, fixed fee plus 5 million euros of add-ons, and medical to follow as Benfica authorized Silva to travel. New centre-back. Now, 30 million euros. Do you remember that at a certain point X this guy could cost people, this team used to call in for, that team used to call in for a lot of money, 90, 100 million euros. And I think they are regretting why they never went ahead to obviously sell him at that particular moment when they called in. But finally, he has gone ahead to find where he's obviously going to be playing next as a player. And I think this is where Bournemouth has gone ahead to obviously become one of the teams that scout players and bring them on a cheap and sell them expensively. For example, this lad has gone ahead to come in through for how much? For 30 million euros. But let me tell you, in the next 2 seasons, they'll be selling him 100 million euros. I tell you. All I understand about a team known as Bournemouth, what they do is they've always gone ahead to obviously put in a sell-on clause, because they know they'll sell this player for 100 million euros, balance profit being 70. If they do have like 20%, they get more 14 in there for you. So I know they are good at doing such businesses in there for you, because that's what they do for players they sign from the Saudi. That's what they do when they sign players from what we call the South America. That's what they do. And we've seen them do it on the Enzo Fernandez of this world. We've seen them do it to players like, what's the name of that guy who was at Liverpool? Darwin Nunez in there. So wait and see how things pan out. But he's a very good defender, and you're going to enjoy him in the Premier League. Antonio Silva. Now, Mark ter Stegen will be officially announced as new Ajax player this weekend, all confirmed. Understand the plan has been clarified with Barcelona and players camp. Travel today, medical on Saturday, signature on Sunday. Here we go, never in doubt. And we know why this deal had been held to that level. Taxes were the problems. Early this morning, the taxes were really sorted, and no sooner had they gotten sorted, Fabrizio went ahead to obviously come up and tell us that he'll be officially announced as a new Ajax player in there for you. So your thoughts on to Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal deal agreed with Newcastle are welcome in the comment section below. And Antonio Silva to Bournemouth, big player in there for you. And then we also have a player in the names of Mark ter Stegen joining a side known as what? Known as Ajax.